Come on in if you want to find out what I've been working on this week and what I plan on working on next week. Welcome to Mobile Application Tutorials. My name's Nigel. This is the weekly wrap-up for week 17. Okay, this week I released the full article on the introduction to Android debugging. So that's the article that goes into my website that contains the video as well as other information. I also uploaded the final episode to the Android debugging tutorial series. That was one where we actually put a workaround fix to the issues that people were seeing on their Series 5s and Note 4 Samsung devices when trying to complete recording on the Android video app. So that tutorial was uploaded. I fixed an issue with the .gitignore file for the Android image viewer application. That's the same as what I've already done for the camera to video application. Just the fix just allows people to import a project directly from GitHub using Android Studio. So I made a few changes to the GitHub and uploaded that. I went back to using Android Studio 2.0 and I've spent much more time on this time. One thing I do like about Android Studio 2.0 is it seems to be a lot lighter on my laptop battery. So if I'm out of my office on the road, I don't notice the battery draining as much as I did on the previous version of Android Studio. So that was quite a significant plus for me. But using Android Studio 2.0, it's actually upgraded to 2.1 recently. I've had a few issues. Once it froze and once the application did crash fully and I had to restart the application. So I've had a few minor stability issues, but they don't happen all the time. So it's sort of okay to work on that front. And one of the comments I've had to this particular playlist was they wanted me to do a video series on the Android Creative SDK. I actually haven't used the Android Creative SDK, but that's not a problem. I tend to pick up things quite quickly. But I'm just interested in any compelling applications that would use that. Mobile application tutorials is all about creating applications. So it's not a how to do this for Android or how to do that for Android. It's all about how to create this application using such and such technology. In other words, we produce something at the end of each tutorial series. So if I'm going to use a technology, I do need an end goal application for what to actually develop at the end of the day using that. Okay, moving on to what I'm going to be working on next week. I will be completing the still image capture part of the Android video application. So far what I've released is the setup for the still capture. The following tutorial is going to be actually doing a still capture in the preview capture session, and then the final part of that will be doing a still capture in the record capture session. In other words, when you're recording a video, you can also capture still images at the same time. So I expect those two tutorials to be released at the end of next week. And then following on, we'll continue with the Android Video 2 application, and I'm probably going to be looking at time lapses and getting time lapses working for that. I do have to catch up on some articles to be published. These articles are the corresponding articles to the YouTube videos to go up there. So there's a few articles I'll have to publish early next week just to get them out the door. And as usual, they'll be notified my Google Plus accounts, Facebook and Twitter will announce when those articles are published. And I'm probably going to upload, it's not really a bug fix as such, it's more a feature enhancement. Some people have noticed that the quality of the Android Camera 2 video app is not so good, and there's a very minor fix to increase for that. It's just one character, it's a number 0 just inserted into, actually let me check, it's just adding another 0 to the set video encoding bitrate in the setup media recorder method. So I will push that across into GitHub and just do an announcement on the various social media accounts of when that happens. And the Camera 2 video application tutorial series is still going to continue. There's still things we have to add before that application becomes full and completed. but I'm going to be starting up a new tutorial series to run in parallel with that one. I don't know what yet, so if anyone's got any ideas, just publish them in the comments to this one for what we'll set up for that. So I still need to do a bit of thinking for what to do for that, but I normally like to have two different topics running in parallel so I can release two different types of videos during the same week. Anyway, and so that's probably it for this update for week 17. Weekend's nearly finished, but I hope everyone had a good week. And again, same time next week for the weekly wrap up for mobile application tutorials. Bye now.